Your video coach here, and my goodness, what a palaver it was getting on. First up, I was late. I will hold my hands up. I was actually interviewing one of our amazing members, and we were having such a lovely time. We completely forgot that I had to go and do this, or I forgot, I should say. So my bad, I was late. And then panic stations because Facebook didn't want to connect with my laptop camera. So why? Resorted to doing the old switch off and switch back on again, but that took forever. And then I thought, oh, I know, I'll use my phone, but that was down to 0 battery practically. So all in all, the tech gods conspired against me today. But I guess I was partly to blame for being a little bit late in the first place. Okay, so we're here for a really quickie training today. It's hashtag Top Tips Tuesday for everybody in the product-based business boss. I go live every Tuesday to talk about a topic that is close to your heart. And sometimes I talk about topics that are close to my heart as well. I'd really like to talk to you today about the interview video, and this forms part of my video process. It's part of my 5-step program. It's part of my group coaching program. One of the weeks focuses almost exclusively on the interview video, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why it's so important in a moment. But first of all, let's talk about what is an interview video. Well, it is generally 2 people, can be 3, can be more, all being interviewed by someone asking questions. Sounds really straightforward, doesn't it? And the reason I think this is powerful, oh, I've just lost my picture, there we go. The reason I think this is powerful is because you're watching a conversation. And actually, when we're watching a conversation, we feel like we are part of the conversation. I'm just going to hit refresh here because, thank you, Facebook. I don't know what you're doing to me. Before I go on to talk more about the interview video, please say hello if you're watching live, and if you're watching on replay, let me know that you're watching on replay. Thank you so much. Right, back to the interview video. So generally, at its most basic level, it's one person asking questions and the other person answering them, right? And both of them appearing on screen at the same time. So a little bit like a chat show online without all the lovely camera angles and the big studio. When do we see interview videos? Well, quite often people will interview former clients or current clients that are, you know, kind of crushing it, and they want to obviously talk about the successes that their clients have had. In podcasts, which are obviously not on screen, often many podcasts take the form of interviews for various different reasons. And I do interviews in my group specifically to find out more about my members, to get to know them and their business. And I always want to know why they're not making more videos, what's holding them back. And for me, I find that fascinating. I've learned that actually interviewing someone is one of the favourite things I ever do, because I'm naturally nosy and I really genuinely want to know about people and why they do the things they do and how did they come up with that idea. And I mostly think that they're pretty genius for doing the things that they do. So I love doing interviews when I'm asking the questions. However, I'm also really happy to be interviewed. I enjoy that. I've done quite a few podcasts now, and I've done quite a few kind of talks and things that have taken the format of interviews. So I'm a talker, and that's why I love the interview video. Why should you love the interview video? Well, 2 reasons. One is, if you're feeling fearful about making videos, then having a structure like an interview can take some of that fear away. It can take the focus off you and what you're saying and put it onto your guest, the person that you're interviewing. And what I love about this is that you can sit down, and it doesn't take long, 5 or 10 minutes, and really think about what it is you want to know from that person. Maybe it's a customer, maybe it's a supplier, maybe it's a member of your family, something that is kind of relevant to your business. And you can work out beforehand what it is you want to talk to them about. And it can be, something very specific about, what's product is it that you love, or how did you find my business, or what did you think of my service? Or it can be something more general, so that when I'm doing my videos, for example, I have kind of 3 basic questions. One is, what is your business? What is it that you sell? The second one is, how come? What made you decide to do that? What's the background? What's the story on that? And thirdly, are you using videos, and what do you think about videos as a marketing tool? And for me, that opens up a whole kind of world of just chat, really. Chatting about their business, chatting about how they came up with the idea, and then chatting about their video journey. So I would definitely recommend doing interviews with people that maybe someone you want to talk to. Maybe someone's in the same line of work as you. Maybe someone's slightly further ahead on the journey than you are. Why not reach out and ask them if you can talk to them? Ask them questions. How did they get there? What was their method? What was their journey like? What tips can they give you? What advice can they give your customers? There's so many things that you can ask people. So find someone that you really want to talk to. And as I say, it could be a client, it could be someone who's a supplier in a similar line of business, the same line of business, someone you admire. Perhaps it's someone that you feel is quite inspirational, a speaker that you've seen in an event. Maybe it's a woman in business or a fellow entrepreneur. I mean, there's tons of people out there doing amazing things. So reach out to a few people, ask them if they'd like to be interviewed by you on screen, on a video. Then you need to sit down and work out just a couple of 2 or 3 really important questions that you want the answers to, so that you've got a point to the interview and it's not just rambling, it's not just having a chat. And what I would suggest is that you start off with a kind of introductory chat, which is, putting people at their ease, talking about, how come we ended up here, or, this is my group, this is what I do, or, what's it like where you are, where are you, are you at home, are you at work, which country are you in, all sorts of, general getting to know you questions. And then you can dive into the meat of the interview. And then at the end, obviously, you'll want to thank that person. And I always think it's super useful to have them say where they can be found and how to contact them. Because although you can put it in the links in the comments, put the links in the comments or underneath the video, some people prefer to hear it out loud. I'm sorry, I should slow down. I'm stumbling over my words. Right, I'm stumbling because I'm not following my own preparation, because I'm late and flustered. Okay, so find someone you want to talk to. Prep your questions in terms of what is it, the meat, the content, the kernel of what you want to chat about. Do a preliminary chit-chat, getting to know you, which is also a really good time if you're going live, for example, to let people come and join you. Remember to thank them at the end, and always mention, what next? What can they do to get hold of that person? What can they do to connect? And that's really simple. And the wonderful thing about that is it takes the focus off you. So it becomes it's a video for you, for your product, for your pages and your audience, but actually the focus is on that other person. And the amazing thing is it will double your audience, because you're not getting your own people, but you're getting the people that follow the person you're interviewing as well. So it's a really great way to expand your audience and reach new people. And once you've done it, post it far and wide, and people will be intrigued to know, who are you talking to, why are you talking to them, what did you find out? We all love that kind of really conversational interview technique, if you like. Of course, you can be interviewed as well. And again, I highly recommend this as a great way of getting into making videos and seeing yourself on screen. And again, widening your audience. If somebody, offers you the opportunity to come on a podcast, many of them are now recorded on screens. So they're not just audio. Jump at the chance and say absolutely. And you can always ask the person, what is it you want to know? What kind of questions will you be asking? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be friendly. It's going to be something that we should all do. Go and be interviewed and go and interview people. I highly recommend it. You're going to feel at ease. You're going to get into a rhythm of it. And you're going to double your audience, which in turn is going to increase your sales. So for me, I can't emphasize enough how useful interview videos are, and also really fun. Now, I've been a little bit surprised at the people that I've approached that they've got nervous about being interviewed. And I'm like, but you're only asking, you're only answering questions. And so the two things that people tell me that makes them nervous about being interviewed is that sometimes they feel that their language isn't good enough, perhaps, and often they feel that they won't find the right words at the right moment. And my tip for that is to think of it less as a sales tool, video marketing, as a strategy, and think of it more like a chat. I always say to you, imagine that the camera is your best friend or your best client. Well, that's what an interview is as well. You're not there to be judged. You're not there to get a job. The consequence may be that you'll make more sales, obviously, and get a bigger audience and reach more people. But really, the essence of it is that you're there to have a conversation. And an interviewer is not going to put you on the spot, and they're not going to let you sit there and look stupid, and they're not going to let you sit there in silence if you can't come up with something to say. So you should take the opportunity, feel relaxed, connect with that person on a very personal level, and enjoy the process. I promise that you will. Now, having said all that, if you would like me to interview you, and I want to, then please drop a comment below, because I've got loads of opportunities coming up, not least my hashtag Spotlight Sunday slot, where I like to highlight one of our members and what they do and what they think about videos. So if you want to ease your way into this video journey at the same time as doubling your audience and increasing your sales, then hop on an interview with me, Vicky Blades, your video coach. Drop me a comment below and I will be in touch to arrange it. It's really super easy, and I like to keep them quite short and snappy. So there's no rush, but also we're not going to be talking for hours and hours and hours. And I promise that I will look after you and make it relaxing and fun. Okay. That's the end of my quickie training today. I hope you found it useful. If you're watching on the replay, please put replay in the comments. And as always, let me know if any of this has been of any use to you at all, because I would love to know. See you soon.